Peace. What's happening, good people? This Gift here for Pay Us No Mind. And today we're talking about Amazon Music for Artists, the new app that's set up for artists to track their stats on Amazon Music the same way you can with Apple Music for Artists and Spotify for Artists. Now you have Amazon Music for Artists. Not the most creative name, but the service is great. And we're going to walk through it. I know you guys, you see it. You see the app right there in the phone. I got it set up. That's where you go to basically download the app to be able to track your stats. So you go to the App Store in iOS or Android and you run a search for Amazon Music for Artists. And then after that, you just download it to get it on your phone. And once it's on your phone, then you can get to looking at the stats. So let's get to it and look at the stats. Good people, let's check it out. What is it like? So in the app, if you want to claim your artists, right? Like I got 3 different artists that I claimed here. But if you want to claim yourself as an artist, right? The first thing you do, you click that claim an artist tab, right? And then you got to run a search for the artist that you want to claim. Let me see something. In fact, show Lord Dro some love, right? You click on the artist, right? And then it says, to claim this artist, we'll need some more information. You click that button, right? And then it take you here where you have to sign in with this artist's Facebook page, their Instagram page, or their Twitter page in order to gain access. And if you sign in through that way, far as I know from artists that I've heard from, it takes about 2 days if you just sign in through that way. But if you want like access within hours, you can sign in with CD Baby. You see this option to sign in with CD Baby? You click that button, you sign in with your CD Baby account, and you gain access within a few hours. That's what I did with the 3 artists that I signed up with. And within an hour or 2, I had access and I was able to look at the stats and everything. So that's how you claim an account. So now let's look at what the stats are like, right? Now, you can look at Rexy. Now, this is what I love about advertising, to kind of deviate away from the app itself. But advertising allows you to target where you want. So with this particular artist, right, on the heels of the news of Amazon launching Amazon for Artists, right, I set up campaigns targeting Amazon as a platform to send people to, right? To get streams there, to see, you know, what kind of impact it had on her performance. Because up until this point, if you advertise sending people to Amazon, you didn't know what was happening there. Not until 3 months when you got a royalty report did you know what was happening with your Amazon campaign. So you couldn't really send people there. That's why everybody focuses on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube, because they can instantly see the stats and the performance to measure campaign performance and measure return on investment, to know, okay, well, here's what I'm getting for my money. And now you can do that with Amazon, so it makes sense to target them. But that's only something you can really do if you are advertising, because with advertising you have the control. If you are not advertising, then you pretty much are just a prisoner to whatever you can get, right? If you can get on Spotify playlist, then you know you get on Spotify and you promote your music there. Wherever you can get on a playlist at is wherever you can make something happen. Amazon is not a platform for playlists, so you know that's not going to happen there. So it's pretty much, you know, ads, right? But yeah, if we're looking at it, right, if we're looking at it, right, we can see here the spike in her performance, right? This month when we started running the ads, like you see, she was getting some streams, and then this huge spike, right? Now, they tell you the total number of streams, they tell you the number of listeners that your song was getting, right? Your top albums, your top songs, and the source of your streams. Amazon playlist, right? User libraries and playlists, search and browse, right? Now the things that they do that Spotify does is the thing that they don't do that Spotify does is Spotify tells you what particular playlist your song was on, like which particular user generated playlist. And I don't think they do that here. You know, they tell you that, you know, your music got played on playlists and user libraries, but not which particular playlist, right? Search and browse. You know, that's something that Spotify doesn't tell you that they do, right? How many streams you are, or what percentage of your streams are coming from people searching for your music, right? Songs, right? It just tells you the performance of your individual songs, right? Fans. Now, this is another good feature, right? The fact that they tell you, or they separate your listeners from your fans, right? So you can see what percentage of your listeners are fans. Now, Spotify, you can kind of like infer that by looking at things like the amount of saves your song got. And you could kind of like say, oh, okay, maybe these people who save my music are fans, but that's as pretty much as close as you got. Or looking at your followers and assuming that the people that follow your account are fans. But the main measurement for whether somebody is a fan is how often they listen to your music. And Spotify doesn't really identify fans like that. You know, they have it on their end, but they don't tell you, you know, who is a fan. They just, you can see, you know, who follows you, you know, and who, not who, but you can see how many followers you got, and you can see how many saves you got, but you can't see, you know, whether, you can't see, my phone keep locking, right? Fix this, right? But you can't see how many of those people are actually fans, right? So that is something that Amazon is doing that's different, showing you what percentage of these people are fans, probably based on their activity with you, whether they follow your account, whether they listen to your music repeatedly, whether they've saved it to their library, things like that, right? So that is a good thing to know, to measure your performance and to understand whether your music is sticking and making an impact with listeners, right? Voice tells you how often your song has been cued by Alexa. Like somebody say, hey Alexa, play such and such, or hey Alexa, play Rexy, you know, and it pulls the song up. The thing that you will want here is to see basically which queries are pulling the song. Like if somebody says I love you always and your song is being pulled up by that, you want to know that, right? But they're not telling you what's actually pulling the song. Programs, right, tells you featured in playlists, featured in stations. So if you were on a playlist, they will show you the playlist here. So they are showing you the playlist, right? You just got to be on playlist for them to show you, right? So they have the featured in playlist and they have the featured in stations, right? So which radio stations and which playlists your music got on. Now reports, you know, they got it segmented differently than Spotify and Apple Music does. Spotify and Apple Music restricts you to like the past 7 days, 90 days, you know, or the past 28 days, right? And Apple Music allows you to look at things like the week, right? And look at performance in 7-day blocks. But you can't choose like the past 3 days. You know, you can't isolate, you know, 3 days last month to look at performance there to kind of like measure it from a previous campaign or something like that. And that is something that, you know, I really tip my hat to Amazon on, is allowing the custom option and allowing you to pick specific dates that you want to look at and examine, you know, where you're not restricted to just the past 7 days or the past 28 days or whatever. You can see, you know, what the performance was for the particular time frame, you know, that you want to examine, right? So those things are great. Let me pull this out. And Amazon Music is, hold on. Right? And Amazon Music for artists is a great tool. Now the challenge is going to be getting streams in Amazon, right? Because of the fact that Amazon is not a platform that's open to everybody, and they have a different mode of operation, right? Because you got Amazon Music, and then you got Amazon Music Unlimited, and the same library of music is not available in both of those, right? Amazon Music, artists like myself and like other people out there, your music probably isn't available on Amazon Music because they restrict that to basically music that they've gotten from established acts that have allowed them to feature it on a platform. And everything else is restricted to Amazon Unlimited, where people gotta upgrade in order to gain access to it. Now, preferably, you would like the ability to choose whether your music is available on Amazon Music or Amazon Music Unlimited, but people like us, you know, they're not given that ability, right? They give that to Ed Sheeran's and everything, which to some extent rubs me the wrong way, right? Because that is market share. Everybody is paid with streaming revenue through market share. Your percentage of revenue based on your percentage of the total number of streams, right? That's what you paid. So the more streams somebody get, the more money they make. So if they are allowing the Ed Sheerans and the Beyoncés and those types of artists to have their music available on Amazon Music without everybody else music being available, then that gives them a whole bunch of market share from Amazon Music streams that nobody else can get because their music isn't available there, right? So all of the money that gets generated from Amazon Music is going to go to those artists because they're the only ones whose music can be streamed, you know? So that's something that, you know, rubs me the wrong way, but that's another conversation, right? Right now, Amazon Music for artists, the app, it's a great tool. You know, you just got to get people there to make it worth it for you and your time and just, you know, your energy and even like looking at the stats, right? Because if you're not getting a significant number of streams, then it probably isn't even worth it, right? But you can download it, check it out. Let me know what you think, comment, you know, share this video with anybody you feel like would value it. You know, there's links to books and all sorts of stuff in the description box for anybody that want to find out information, to learn what they got to know to basically make stuff like Amazon Music for artists worth it, right? You can check those out. Hit me up at real_payusnomind on Instagram, at payusnomind on Twitter. Email me, payusnomind@gmail.com. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace, good people. One.